Okay guys, so after you studied vocabulary, we will do some reading now. So please take your book, More to Read 1, and go to the page 273, and you will see the text 122, the internet. So with the vocabulary part, you mostly solve the sentences in the real text actually. Maybe you will understand better because you've seen it. You've seen most of the sentences, and with the vocabulary, I hope that it will help you to understand the text. So what I can suggest you is, please don't translate, okay, and take your time and read the text from your book. And if you don't have the book, you will have that text, those documents as well, so you can just read from here as well. Okay, so pause the video now. Take your time, read it, try to understand the text. Okay? Alright, so if you read the text, please turn the page and let's start with the reference questions. And you know that, those kinds of questions are really important. In all of your midterms and quizzes, and also in the proficiency exam, they ask that. So the thing is, if you want, this is your preference, guys, because this is distance education. So if you want to the page on your own, that's okay. But well, here I will just walk you through all of the questions. Okay, so you can pause the video after each question and I will explain the answer, or you can just finish the page on your own and you can check the answer key later on. Okay, so it is your preference. Okay, so you're free to do whatever you want. Okay, so the first one, let's have a look at it. It says most, paragraph 1 is already in bold. So it says, it starts with most, right? So most probably it's like it starts with most, so that's why after that you will bring a noun after that, right? Because it's like adjective here. Okay, so let's go to the paragraph 1, and you should find that most lack the funds and teachers with enough technical expertise. So you will ask that question, who lack the funds? Okay, so let's go back to the previous sentence. It says, but British junior schools have neither the time nor the money to offer the students this opportunity. Most lack. So it's like this is the verb, right? So this should be like the subject position, and most is plural, and here our verb is also plural. So we go back to the previous sentence and we see the subject position here, and also it is plural. So we just put that here and then we'll check. So it's like most British junior schools lack the funds, right? It just makes sense. So the answer is most junior schools or most British junior schools. Both of them are acceptable. let's have a look at the second one. This, it says in the paragraph 3, and it says the fact that. So you will just go to the text and you will find that, and the fact that it starts with like that, and that means you will write a full sentence here. If you don't write a full sentence, it's not a correct answer, guys. Okay, so you can pause the video or we will check. Okay, paragraph 3, let's see. This leads to heavy internet users taking advantage of this standard fee and spending hours on the net. So this here, and my answer will start with the fact that. So I will find a sentence from the previous one, and this leads to, okay, so what leads to heavy internet users taking advantage of the standard fee? The fact that most internet systems charge a standard fee with no time charges. So the fact that blah blah leads to having internet users taking advantage of the standard fee and spending hours on the net. Okay, so the answer is that. I hope it's clear. Okay, the third one, they. That's fine, they, in paragraph 4. You can pause if you want. Okay, so in the paragraph 4, and they also cost the telephone companies a great deal of money. So the question is, what or who cost the telephone companies? As you can see, here it says they. So you should write a plural noun or subject position here, right? So let's have a look at the previous one, and let's put that internet users, yeah, and they jump telephone circuits and create inconvenience, blah blah, and they also cost. So internet users also cost the telephone companies a great deal of money. So it makes sense, right? Okay, internet users is your answers. Okay, and before that, be careful about here. So if you say that telephone users, because it's kind of like, you know, challenging here, so it doesn't make sense, because internet users, they create some problems for telephone users, and they also cost. Okay, so it's like, be careful about also, because you have to make additional information here, right? That's why we say internet users, but not telephone users, because they're different, right? Okay. And the fourth one, their networks, paragraph 5, and it says the networks of. Okay, so we will find who are they? The networks of blah blah. Okay, pause the video. And it says telephone companies claim that internet users are abusing their networks, and this is a war being fought on an international scale. Okay, internet users are abusing their networks. Their networks are the internet users or telephone companies, because as you can see, we will just write some plural noun here because it says their. So it can be telephone companies, also internet users, because they are all plural. But you have to put them here and it should make sense. So internet users are abusing the networks of, not the internet users, right? The telephone companies. So that's why you have to make it logical, guys. Okay, please put whatever you think here and then check your answers. It is the strategy in the reference questions. Okay, so the answer is that. Let me highlight it because I haven't. Okay, so let's have a look at the fifth one. Their chances. The chances of what? Again, it's the similar to that one. I mean, we will find the plural noun here and we will say the chances of blah blah. Okay, so we will find that plural noun as well. Okay, let's have a look at it. For example, additional knowledge of computers can enhance their chances of future employment. So their chances. Okay, who are they? If you remember from the vocabulary exercise, vocabulary video as well. So we talked about that one as well. Okay, so let's have a look at the previous one. It says the benefits for young people will certainly be to their advantage. Okay, so advantage, the enhance, benefits. Okay, so we have young people here. So actually when we put that here, it will make sense. It's like additional knowledge of computers can enhance the chances of young people, right? Their chances, young people. Yeah. Okay, that's the answer. I hope it makes sense. Okay, let's have a look at the B1. In the B1, we will see some vocabulary, and I believe you already know all of them because we studied, right? And okay, so please pause the video here and try to match them as the instruction says, right? Okay, let's check our answers. Yeah, be careful about the part of speech as well. Okay. Okay, the last part is about some questions, some comprehension questions, and we will have a look at them now. Okay guys, so in the comprehension questions, it is really important to understand the questions and what the question is asking. So that's why I just highlighted the important parts in all questions. So the first one is, how does Research Machines, that was the company, as you can remember, contribute to education in Britain? So you should have a look at the Research Machines, and then you should find some education related information in the paragraph. Okay, so pause the video please and let's have a look at the paragraph. Okay, I find the related information in the second paragraph actually. So it says that Research Machines develops and supplies information systems, software, and services to junior schools, colleges, and universities. Okay, so junior schools, colleges, and universities is the helper here because we are talking about education. Also, it specializes in the British education system and offers some very comprehensive packages. Okay, so here the British education system is also my helper. So my question is, how that company contribute to education? So this is how. Okay, so in the answer, let's start with it. It develops and supplies information system, software, and services to junior schools, colleges, and universities. Can be your one answer. Or you can say that sentence as well, because it is also the correct answer. Okay, let's continue. The second one, why can it be difficult for ordinary phone users to make emergency phone calls? So you remember that one from the vocabulary presentation, because actually we talked about it, about the inconvenience actually. So okay, I understand that there is something and it is difficult for ordinary phone users to make emergency phone calls, right? And it is asking the reason. Be careful about that and pause the video and find the related parts. Yeah, so we will find the ordinary phone users and emergency phone calls, and I found it in the third paragraph. So it says that, okay, as you can see, ordinary telephone users and making calls even in emergencies. Did you see? So most probably my answer is here. So we said that well, it's asking that why can it be difficult? Because, so I should start like that, because it's asking why. Heavy internet users, you can say it or not, so that's why we put it in parentheses. And heavy internet users jam local telephone circuits. So it's like, guys, maybe you can remember, and it's like, we talked about jam, and it's like, heavy internet users here, and they jam, okay, local telephone circuits, and that's why it is difficult. It can be difficult because it says may prevent ordinary telephone users from making calls even in emergencies. So the reason is heavy internet users jam local telephone circuits. Okay, let's have a look at the third one. According to paragraph 5, what is going to cause an international problem in the future? So what is going to cause? So let's have a look at the paragraph 5 then. Okay, it says another international battle is approaching. So here, as you can see, it is important to know the meaning of approach. I mean, a kind of event will happen soon, right? So that's why it says in the future. Okay, an international problem, we have here international battle is approaching, right? Okay, so this one is going to be on the kind of information that should be checked before it's transmitted over the internet. Okay, so what is going to cause an international problem in the future? So it's like the type or kind of information that is going to be used, allowed, transmitted, because it says transmitted, most probably you will write transmitted on the internet. Okay, so this one is going to cause an international problem in the future. I hope it makes sense. Okay, take your time to understand. Okay, guys, let's have a look at the last one. How does RM protect children against offensive information on the net? So I will search the RM and children and protect offensive information, right? Okay, and I will try to find how. So it is really similar to the first question. Okay, pause the video. Okay, in the 6th paragraph, I find RM and also, okay, here, guys, okay, here in the sentence, it says, she also expressed concern about a harm that's being caused to children who have access to offensive material on the internet, right? So you should find that sentence first of all. And then the question is, how does RM protect? Okay, here it is. This kind of material, okay, blah, blah. So this is, don't write it, please, because this is irrelevant. RM, in the meantime, has restricted easy reach to any information it feels may be unsuitable. And it demands that news groups evaluate their programs for parts that may cause offense. Did you see? Offensive information, especially to children. So this is your answer. Let's make it this way. RM, or it, restricts the ability to reach unsuitable information. So let's revise our paraphrasing skills, right? So it's like, it feels maybe unsuitable. It's like reach unsuitable information. So as you can see, this is paraphrasing. And demands, so it here, RM, that news groups evaluate their programs. Okay, so that's enough. Okay, guys, I hope you find it useful, and yeah, that is actually the end of the reading class, and that's why I am finishing like this. I find it on the internet and I really liked it. Look at the face. I'm done explaining the internet to you, I guess. And I wish you healthy days and good days. So see you soon.